don't come at me, hear me out. From when you first came across Candus, from when you first saw one of her interviews and made a judgment about her, is she a better mother or person than you first assumed? Do you really know Candus? Do you know what it was like for her as a child, for her growing up? Do you know why she is drawn or attracted to these abusive men? Could that have got something to do with a man in her childhood? Do you know all the things that went into Candus to make her the person she is? Now, I heard one person just go completely off with her because she gave one baby up for adoption, and they might be right. They were slamming Candus that you get every chance under the sun, they give you plans, they lay steps out for you, you have every opportunity to keep your child, and if that is taken from you, then you are an awful, awful person. But is that the case? Do we know that? How many mothers give up their child because it's a better life for them, because they have no home, because they know they can't look after the child? Is that not love? Is that not being unselfish, putting the child first, not wanting to take him into a broken home? I don't know. But I don't know anything to the contrary either. That's all I'm saying. I want to talk about two specific things got to do with Candus, because I do think that when people have their mind made up, they kind of shut off anything that might go against that. And a lot of content creators don't talk about them because it doesn't fit their narrative. But the first one, and I know social media can be completely deceiving, and it's not a mirror into reality, but have a look at Candus's Facebook profile. Go over there and have a look and go through her photographs. She has over 1,700 photographs. The account was only opened in May 2018, and the first picture that Candus put up was her and her kids. So this captures basically the last 2 years of Summer's life. It shows what they were doing, events, little activities, and I think people would be very, very surprised at the amount of activities that Summer was doing with her family. She wasn't locked in her bedroom, locked it down in the dark bedroom. Candus was a very, very active mother with those kids. And I went through the photographs again, and I was just trying to jot down the activities that I saw. And there is a lot. Candus has done more activities with Summer in that 2 years than I think I've done in my whole childhood. The list goes on. They were constantly at the swimming pool or water hole. There's cute little pictures there of the family with their building extension, swimming pools out the back, at birthday parties, loads of things with arts and crafts. Some looks like it's at the Sunday school, some looks like it's at home. Skateboard shopping, those machine rides in supermarkets, Summer was on them constantly. Fun fairs, bouncing on trampolines, constantly out in nature. Some of them were, it looks like Summer loves, and she's out there and she's collecting bugs, having a great old time. Road trips galore. Pictures of Summer's doll collection where it looks nice and bright. It doesn't look like it's her dark bedroom down below. Dressing up for Halloween, Christmas, and stacks of presents that the kids got. Going out for dinner constantly, out for pizza, out for McDonald's. Visiting the Superman Museum. Loads of photographs of Summer and the boys fishing. She's kissing donkeys that looks like a pet zoo. Visiting the fire brigade, and Summer's up in the fire truck and getting her photograph with that. Bouncy castles, rowing out in a boat on a lake, face painting, barbecues, the Veterans History Museum, loads. Please, just go, have a look, check it out, because there's one thing you can't deny, that Candus was a very, very active mother with Summer in the 2 years before she went missing. Now, there might be one or two reasons why she didn't want to be at home, and there are some photographs that are kind of disturbing with Summer and her three brothers, and they're all holding shotguns. Candus seems to love that photograph. She's posted it a few times. She also seems a small bit heavier in those photographs. Not heavy, just she seems to have a bit more weight on her in some of those photographs, which the first thing when I seen it was, I don't think she's on crack, or she wasn't on crack at the time. And she just genuinely looks like a mother who was trying to give her kids some memories. The second thing that people seem to forget or brush aside in this case is the fact that Candus has not been arrested, and she has passed a polygraph test. if there was any doubt there, and we have to assume as well that the LE has torn through her phone and her data and all that stuff, if there was anything there at all, she would be arrested. Now, they haven't come as far out as the likes of Cleo Smith in Australia, where they completely cleared the parents. And that's actually a good example, because how many people jumped on that? How many people thought the mother was guilty there? The messages she received on social media are vile. And I have to admit, when it came out at the very start, I had my doubts. I wondered why is it that this was their first camping trip in so long? Why is it that Cleo's sleeping bag was taken? But when you look into it, and when you look at the interviews with the mother, and to be fair, the police were very quick to come out to say, look, they have nothing got to do with it. They're fully cooperative for us. But it's a good example of people jumping the gun. And some of the messages, I hope some of the people who sent Cleo Smith's mother are embarrassed by some of the messages that they sent her, because she was going through hell, and then she was getting messages on social media from people all over the world telling her she's evil and she murdered her daughter, and she didn't. She had nothing got to do with it. Now, I say all this, but I'm not Candus's biggest fan, and it all comes back to my issue with the timeline. Candus just can't seem to explain. I don't know how she passed the lie detector on it, but she can't seem to explain. It seems like any time you try to not defend the Wells, but try to look at the other side of it, they go ahead and do something stupid and convince you that they actually are involved. And lo and behold, Candus has now come out and said that she's seen Jodie Sue at 4:30 down the road searching for Summer, which is utter nonsense. There's no way she waited 2 hours to call the LE if she thought her daughter was missing. Nobody would wait 2 hours. Half an hour at a max. And that's because of that they're living on a hill and they'd have to probably search those areas. There's no way she waited 2 hours. If you genuinely had a kid that goes missing, time freezes. You don't wait 2 hours in those situations is like 10. Maybe she realises there's an issue with her timeline and she's trying to close that gap between getting home at 3:30 and Summer going missing, but she's completely exposing herself then on the other side. It's complete and utter lies. But I don't know what the LE knows, and neither do you. And I do hope, I would love it if Candus was innocent of all this, because I think it would be great for the true crime community just to put everyone in check a small bit, just to make people question things, because if it's not Candus, eventually a completely innocent person is going to be hounded and slandered online and harassed, and people showing up outside their front doors with signs saying that they're murderers when they're not, when they're innocent. But in Candus's case, I do think she's a giant liar. There is stuff she's not telling us about. I think it's good for the kids that they were taken out of that home and taken out of that environment. I think she should be neutered. You have to pay attention as well to all the women who were calling her out and who were telling us that, look, there's something not right here, because they do. I genuinely believe that women have a sixth sense when it comes to this sort of thing. If you want an example of that, go and look at the behaviour panel's first look at Gabby Petito. They all missed it. Every single one of them there missed it. They were talking about Brian being the aggressor, all this sort of thing. Meanwhile, women in the comments were screaming at them about the signs that they just completely missed. If they want any bit of credibility, they need to get a woman on that panel ASAP. But yeah, I think Candus is a liar. She's lying about something. I don't know what she's lying about, but she's definitely lying about something. But I think anyone going after her and turning up outside her house and live streaming for 4 hours every night saying she's a murderer, they're at risk of losing all their credibility, because eventually they will start doing this to someone who is innocent. If you haven't, or it's a long time since you did, go check out Candus's Facebook page. Here's a screenshot. Candus Bly, Redneck Hillbilly Life, and let me know what you think. Good luck, God bless, have a good day.